Hello, everybody. I hope that you are doing well on this uh, Tuesday evening. Um, as you may or may not know, December 12th is the birthday of our last pregnancy, which was a boy, possibly twin boys. We didn't know there was a second baby until after one of the ultrasounds I had, because I was having some bleeding. So we went in and had it looked at, and they found our son thriving, and then they found a separate sac that had emptied and said that I was likely having twins, or I would have had twins, but I was likely miscarrying the second baby. But I don't like to think of it that we lost twins, because it's just even extra more extra, I don't know, it's more painful to think of that. So I just refer to the pregnancy as my son, because we did have DNA tests done to find out why I have had miscarried for up until that point. That would be my fourth child. And genetically, everything came back perfect. I mean, my husband and I were genetically absolutely compatible, and everything was perfect. Like, our children would have been genetically perfect, I guess. But I had the issue being Rh negative and having PCOS. He definitely wasn't the issue, because when we went through fertility treatments, he passed all the tests, let's just say, with flying colors. So it definitely wasn't him. It was me. Anyway, it's just a hard day. He would have been 17 today. It still feels like just yesterday. Our daughter, genetically also, I did find out that he was a male, because when they did the genetic testing on his, on the tissues that we had to gather and bring in, they were able to determine that he was a male. So, yeah. Anyway, but our daughter, who I miscarried before him, she would be going on 19 in January. I think it's January 23rd. I have to look it up, because I'm a bad mom. But yeah, I can't believe that I'd have a 17-year-old, a 19-year-old, well, sorry, possibly two 17-year-olds, a 19-year-old, and a 30-something-year-old, because when I was raped at 16, I got pregnant, and although I'm relieved not to have had that child, because I would have been tied to my rapist for my life, I still feel sorry and feel bad for the loss of the child. But it really was the best thing that could have happened, because that was not a good relationship, and having that man in my life for the shared custody of a child would have just been too much for me to deal with. I don't really talk much about my ex, but I may at some point, but I don't know. Anyway, I don't know how many of you out there suffer from pregnancy loss, miscarriage, infant loss, child loss. It doesn't matter how old the child was, or how new in your pregnancy you were. it's all incredibly painful. It's a life loss. It's a dream lost, a child, a life, your hopes, your dreams, your future. It's just a loss of so much. And it's hard. It's so hard to deal with. And even though it's been so long and years, it literally just feels like yesterday or last week in some cases. You know, it does not seem 17 years ago. It doesn't seem 19 years ago. It doesn't seem 30 years ago. The pain doesn't end. I mean, it's still there. It's still very much there. It wrecks me out of nowhere. I'm better at dealing with it now because I'm not like constantly in a state of crying and wanting to be dead. Like for the longest time after we lost our last son, our last child, I gave up trying. I couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't, no matter how badly I wanted to be a mom. And I tell you, I have wanted to be a mom since I was 5 years old. Like, I know 5-year-olds, like, they really know what they want. But actually, some really do know what they want to do. And they will achieve it, you know, if given the right opportunities and confidence and love and support from their families. Now, obviously, you know, something that's genetics can't really be, what's the word I'm looking for? It can't be created unless it's supposed to be like. So if you want to be a ballerina at 5 and your parents are encouraging and they put you in the classes and they buy you the point shoes and the tutus and the the lessons and the this and the that's and they cheer you on and they're you will likely become a ballerina at some point if that's something that you grow up enjoying doing, and you have the love and support of your family and your friends and whatnot. Then from 5 years old, knowing you wanted to be a ballerina will come true. Unfortunately, me being 5 years old and wanting to be a mom, well, they don't really need much support and love for that. I mean, it's just supposed to happen when you put two people together and whatever. But apparently not everybody gets to have that dream for some reason, or make that dream come true no matter how badly you want it. And I gotta tell you, my husband and I wanted it more than I have words to express. Anyway, if any of you have lost a pregnancy or a child, please comment below. I'd like to talk with you, and I'd like to hear how you deal with your losses, and have you been able to move on? Are you still stuck in the grief period? Are you just barely hanging on, or have you completely recovered? What is it like with you, for you? I'm sure a lot of you have gone on to get to have what's called a rainbow baby, which is a baby after a loss. I was never fortunate enough to have a rainbow baby. We basically quit trying after our last pregnancy. We did try without trying a few times, but nothing came of it, obviously. As of now, the doctors can't determine. I don't know what word I'm looking for. Anyway, you gotta forgive me. My brain is like Swiss cheese. I'm having some sort of cognitive thing going on, and I'm being tested for some things. Like I've had neurological tests done, and I've had a brain scan, and they're trying to figure out what is going on with my memory and my cognitive function. But so far, nothing is coming back with anything conclusive. But anyway, So, what was I saying? I forgot what I was saying. I don't remember. Yeah, forgive me. I don't remember. Maybe it'll pop back up. Anyway, so, I just completely derailed where I was, what point I was trying to make. I'm so sorry. Anyway, I wanted to talk about the significance of this necklace. I don't know if many of you have seen me wearing it. So a while ago, I did what was called glass etching, and I had a glass etching business on Facebook for a little while, and I made this guy something for his shop, and because he was such a really nice and very kind man, I sent him a special free gift, and I guess it really meant a lot to him. It was just a little, so he had me, I forget what the order was, but since he works with metal stamping and whatnot, or yeah, metal stamping, he has obviously lots of little things that you need storing, like your beads and your little fixing things and your whatever, your little tools and whatnot. But anyway, I made him this little glass jars, probably about this big around, and I etched his name, the name of his business or his store, on the front of it, and I just put it in there as a little freebie because he was just so nice and so kind and so caring, and I guess it moved him so much that he literally sent me this, because we had talked a little bit while he was waiting on his order. We exchanged some conversations, and he found out that I was a mom of 4 deceased children, and that I had pretty recently lost our son. I mean, it was probably a year or so later, maybe 2 years, I don't know. Anyway, so he had the basics down, and so what he did was he sent me this necklace, and it says Mommy of Angels, and it's just a little hand stamped piece of metal, which is really beautiful, and then it has my son and daughter's birthstones in it. My son's would be the blue one for December, and my daughter's is the red one for January. Now, because I don't know the birthstones or what the estimated due dates of my 30-year-old, because I didn't even know I was pregnant at the time, and the miscarriage was horrible. I was only 16. I was completely alone. I don't even know what day, what year, not year. I don't know what time of season it was, so I couldn't tell you. I just know that the baby was pretty well formed, but I don't really want to talk about it. I was pretty far along. But anyway, but I don't know what the birthday would have been for that one. So I mean, it was perfect that it's just my son and my daughter. So sons and daughter, I don't know, whatever. But this is very special to me, very precious to me, and it meant a lot to me that he did that for me. He absolutely did not have to do that, and it just meant a lot. Anyway, before I start rambling, and I'm actually surprised I've gotten through this without crying, because I've been crying all freaking day. Maybe I'm just cried out, I don't know. Please, if you've experienced any loss, let me know below. Because I know I'm not the only one that has had miscarriages. I do not know what it's like to lose a living child, obviously. I imagine that is something on a whole new level of hell. And I am so sorry for everybody that is watching, whether you're the mother or the father, the grandparents, aunts, uncle, cousins, whatever, miscarriages and child loss affects entire families and even friends, if your friends really care enough about you to remember the special dates. But I don't have any of that in my life. My family doesn't even remember the dates. Like, my husband and I are completely alone when it comes to our children's birthdays and anniversaries and Mother's Day and Father's Day and holidays. It's like they never even existed. Like, because to them, I guess they never did. It wasn't because they weren't born. They didn't matter. You know, they had heartbeats. They were forming. They were life, but they didn't matter because they never took a breath. So therefore, they weren't alive. Anyway, yeah, I was going to do more talk about this topic, but I think I've pretty much said everything I can say. I mean, I really wish I could remember where I was going before I lost track of what I was saying. But after I stop this and rewatch it, I'm gonna be like, duh. I don't know. And if I decide to redo it or redo another video and upload that one, I guess you won't see this one. And if you see this one, I decided not to. So, anyway, I hope you have a blessed day. Stay safe, and I hope that you're enjoying your time getting ready for Christmas and, or whatever holiday that you celebrate or observe, or even if you don't, I still wish that you are well and are doing the best that you can. And I've just been working on some of the gifts that I'm making for people. And if anybody is interested in seeing my resin creations, let me know. I'd be more than happy to show off some of the things that I make. And at some point I'm going to make an actual video where I show off my resin creations, but I've made a small one in the past and it didn't really seem to garner many watches, so I'm guessing people just really aren't interested in that content because this page is for my story and things like that. So I think the people that come here are looking for that kind of stuff and not really getting to know me on a whole scale, just, you know, my story, what I've been through, and how I've survived it and whatnot. Although it would be nice if I could be my whole true self, and every aspect of what I want to share would be equally fascinating and enjoyed. But I know people want certain content, and this seems to be what people want. Well, probably not this particular content, but my story anyway. So I'm rambling now. I'm gonna go, and I wish you all the best, and I hope that you all take care and have a good night, and I'll talk to you later.